together. We come together in the name of love. From every walk of life, every walk of life, every creed and color, every creed and color. And can should we unite in honor of the God in each other? Take a look at the person next to you. Say namaste, I bow to you. I feel the love in the sanctuary. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. Oh, we come together. 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 In the name of love. We come together. 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 In the name of love. We come together. 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 In the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together. We come together. We come together.
Whether you are joining us for the first time or you have been with us for what seems like a lifetime, we welcome you. We want you to feel at home here and to feel a heart connection with us. The Christ candle is lighted to symbolize the Christ presence in all of us.
Good morning, Unity of Springfield.
As we join hearts and minds together across the many miles to Unity of Vancouver, in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, my old stomping grounds out there. So let us bow in prayer now. Divine Spirit, we are so glad we are all together on this beautiful Sunday. We rejoice in our connection with you and with each other. We are all one, and it warms our hearts to know that. We are so grateful for your presence with us as we celebrate this special day. Amen. Now, do we have the board? No. Yes, we do. Okay, Linda. Yes. For the board minute.
Okay, just a brief word about Pride Fest, which might have been rained out, but actually turned out pretty good, I was told. There was a pretty good showing, even in spite of the torrential rain, and there was a good turnout, and a lot of people came to our booth. The other thing that I want to talk about is, of course, books. Surprise. So, we need all the books that you're ready to share. I don't know about the rest of you, but I felt like this pandemic was God saying, Linda, you get a time out, sit down and read. And so I have a lot of books that I've read and I'm now ready to share. And I want all of yours and I want them here at the church so we can have another good book sale. So, we don't have a date set for it yet. And another consequence of the pandemic was that there's not someone always here at the church. So you may need to call me. My number is 217-361-5004. I'm in the church directory. You can just call the church and they will give you my number if you need to set up a different time to drop off books than bringing them in on Sunday morning. And I'll be happy to help you with that. I guess that's about it, but I really appreciate your help, and I hope that we can make this our best book sale ever.
Thank you, Linda. We always love the book sale. Okay, Bill, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Good morning. So we're so glad to have you here with us this morning to share our worship service, and we extend a special welcome to those of you visiting us for the first time. On your way in, you should have received a welcome packet, and we also have a gift for you, so please see one of our greeters after today's service to receive the gift. We are also blessed and grateful to have an online following. If you are inspired by Unity of Springfield's message, be sure to share our Sunday morning service on social media platform. Unity is a worldwide spiritual movement. We are an inclusive community, and we welcome all people. I have a few announcements this morning. Firstly, I'll also just make a comment about Pride Fest. It was extremely well received yesterday, in spite of all of the rain. Well, it rained a little bit in the morning early, and then it was pretty much okay, just cloudy the rest of the day, and then some rain later on. But I cannot believe the number of people there. It was huge. And I all day long, there were people coming through our tent, asking questions, picking up the literature and information. So it was really a good day, and thank you all. I see several people are not here today who were there yesterday. They're probably all recovering from the rain and everything. But it was a very, very good day. As announced previously, we have engaged a transitional consultant, Reverend Elisa Brown Robinson. Her first in-person visit will be in June. She will be conducting a congregational workshop on Saturday, June 11th, and giving the message on June 12th, followed by a question and answer service. So mark your calendars to attend. Sign-up sheets are available in the foyer. And of course, this is all in preparation for our new minister. Our Silent Unity Prayer Service takes place Tuesdays at 11 o'clock on Zoom. There is a space to support with prayer those on our prayer list, in our hearts, and in our community. Wednesday, 5:30, Karen will lead the gathering meditation via Zoom, creating a sacred space for quiet, introspective meditation. A 6-week class on the Tibetan Buddhist practice of Tonglen meditation that started last week will be continuing on Tuesdays, May 24th from 7 to 8 in the chat room. And of course, all are welcome. Tonglen is an ancient meditation that uses the practice of visualization and sympathetic imagination to develop selfless compassion and kindness towards others. It is simple to learn, but profound in its effects. Love offerings are welcome. And you are invited to participate in the monthly Healing Crystal Bowl meditation on Thursday, June 2nd at 6 o'clock. Immerse yourself in the soothing, healing vibrations as we send harmony, peace, and balance into our community and into our world. And there is a suggested love offering of $5. We are looking forward at growing our live Sunday service music in the upcoming months. If you are interested to help with that and participate, please contact Cindy Luton, who will coordinate the first meeting. So thanks in advance for those of you who are interested. Attending book lovers, I think we just heard about the book sale, so we'll move on from that. Emails are sent out weekly that have information on how to join in events here at Unity. So also check out our website for up-to-date information at unityofspringfield.org, and that's all in lower cases. Performing, creating our lives and our world through the thoughts and beliefs we hold in mind is a spiritual principle we practice at Unity of Springfield. We also know this truth, and together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life. God the source of all good. And our vision statement, a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. And our mission statement, we recognize God is love, individualized in all people, therefore, a positive environment for spiritual growth that involves all to be God's love in the world. And now Jean will say our daily word.
Good morning. Our word for today is forgive, and I have to point out a moment of synchronicity here. The spiritual seeking class, which meets at 9 a.m. on Sundays, just turned to a new chapter in their study book this morning, and the title of that chapter was Forgiveness. So there's some synchronicity going here, and I would also put in a plug for that group. That's a wonderful time of exploration and open discussion. But our affirmation for the daily word is, I begin my journey of forgiveness. Unforgiveness is a heavy bag of rocks I carry on my shoulders. When I drop the bag and begin to set the rocks aside one by one, I embark upon a healing journey. God is with and within me on this journey as my constant support and strength. When forgiveness feels difficult, I need only return my attention to Spirit's constant loving and accepting presence within me. Reestablishing my conscious connection brings warm and welcoming acceptance. It is an important step in the unburdening process of forgiveness. I forgive others as well as myself. Knowing each act of forgiveness increases my freedom to live a happy and fulfilling life. Bear with one another, and if anyone has a complaint against another, forgive each other. Just as the Lord has forgiven you, so you also must forgive. From Colossians 3:13. Our daily word is forgiveness, and if you will share the affirmation with me together, I begin my journey of forgiveness.
Dave, just a minute. Just hold on a minute, okay? You know, folks, I skipped the opening song, and I want to plug it in right now. Can we do that? We will be joining Kim Shar Meredith as she sings, There Is Only Love. And I apologize for...
I love this song by our friend Karen Drucker. I invite you to sing along and rest in this love. In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my inside and quiet my mind. I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love.
You may be seated. That was just too special a song to completely forget. Now we come to the time of meditation, and I would like to introduce Dave, my husband and very special friend. We begin this time of meditation by taking a deep, cleansing breath and another. Slowly, gently, we quiet our bodies and our minds. God, your presence within me is my guiding light. You lead me. You are always here for me and with me. Thank you, loving Spirit. Divine Spirit, I trust your wisdom to guide me and to inspire me. You guide me in all I do in life whenever I call on you. I am so grateful that you are always with me, loving me, guiding me. You are the strength that heals me, the love that nurtures me, the light that guides me. I am strengthened and renewed by your life-giving power. With peace in my heart, I follow your guiding presence, Divine Spirit, and I am healed in mind, body, and spirit. Your love enfolds me, Divine Spirit, now and always. I am so grateful for your love, your guidance, your presence. Thank you, loving Spirit. And now, quietly, gently, we go into a time of silence. Agreed together that his life would be spent sharing their vision of a God of love and mercy. The book of Mark begins with the next step in Jesus' life, his baptism. Of course, according to Jewish custom, Jesus had been baptized as a tiny baby. But as he followed God's guidance, he was led to another very spiritual man, John the Baptist. John the Baptist was calling to the people of his nation to return to God and to return to good works. He was baptizing people in the River Jordan, and Jesus asked John to baptize him too. Jesus did this to convey the message to people that he was totally committed to God. John's spiritual baptisms were for people who had dedicated their lives to seeking God, putting God first, and serving God by helping others. After Jesus was baptized, he chose 12 disciples to help him in teaching and healing. Jesus wanted them to learn from him and to be able to speak knowledgeably about what Jesus had told them. For men who were fishermen and carpenters, this was a challenge, a big challenge. And yet the magnetism of Jesus and the wonder of Jesus' teachings was such that they followed him and became persuaders of men. Jesus began living out God's guidance in his life by traveling with his disciples throughout Galilee and announcing the joyful message of God's sovereign presence and proclaiming, "The age has ended. God's sovereign presence is here with us now. Return to God. I proclaim God's joyful message." People listened, questioned, and discussed among themselves, and thought about his words. And they were drawn to what Jesus was saying. Of course, the disciples and the people of Galilee did not immediately understand what Jesus was telling them about God. After all, they had become adjusted to foreign domination in Judah and were trying desperately to deal with much higher taxes and no real support from the government in Rome. As they thought about Jesus' message, it did begin to make some sense. At that time, many people had stopped believing in a God who loved them and had begun to hope and believe in a Messiah, a general who would recruit an army and conquer Rome and save them all from their oppression, poverty, and fears. So they listened to Jesus and asked themselves, was Jesus the Messiah? They wondered. Mark tells the story of a man who was very ill. Remember, in that day, people did not understand anything about physical and mental conditions, and they referred to mental and physical illness as possessing an unclean spirit. According to Mark chapter 1, verses 23 to 28, Jesus and his disciples went into the synagogue in Capernaum on the Sabbath, and Jesus taught. And, quote, just then there was in their synagogue a man with an unclean spirit, and he cried out, what have you to do with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? But Jesus rebuked him, saying, be silent and come out of him. And the unclean spirit, convulsing him and crying with a loud voice, left the man's body. They were all amazed, and they kept on asking one another, what is this? A new teaching with authority? He commands even the unclean spirits, and they obey him. Jesus restored the man to good health, and his fame began to spread throughout the surrounding region of Galilee. The book of Matthew talks about Jesus walking throughout Galilee, teaching in the synagogues and proclaiming the joyous message of the kingdom of God within. As stated earlier several times, we all have the divine essence of God within us, and which we call the Christ consciousness. Jesus demonstrated the presence of God in his own life through his healing power and his social behavior. He befriended the outcasts of society and any and all others who came to see him, including very wealthy people. He visited people's homes and ate and drank with them, and Jesus and his disciples really enjoyed their relationships with all people. He healed people of all kinds of ailments because he was able to tune in spiritually to each person and to understand how he could help them. He taught people the spiritual insights he wanted them to know by teaching parables. Parables were not easily understood, but the people were so intent on figuring them out that they never forgot them. Toward the end of Jesus' ministry of 3 years, he fully understood the sequence of events that would occur before the end of his life. Jesus maintained a close relationship with God throughout his years of ministry by often leaving his disciples and other people to pray and meditate. He did this on a regular basis and when life seemed stressful. Intuition guides us to make right decisions if we follow that knowing. Jesus had the same guidance, and he also knew the end was coming with its pain and joy. However, he was completely at peace when he entered Jerusalem. According to Revealing Word, Jerusalem means habitation of peace. In people, it means the abiding consciousness of spiritual peace. Jesus knew many people had misinterpreted the meaning of his life, but he had done the best he could, and he was completely at peace. God has made each of us like the mighty oak tree that my oak tree will become someday. We are made strong enough to withstand all of life's challenges. When storms and remnants of storms weigh on our hearts, we need to reach first for God. Spirit will hear us and sustain us and bring us peace. We are always growing and changing, and in our expanded awareness, we develop strength, dignity, and fearlessness. Like the oak tree in the spring, we are being renewed. We are budding and unfolding, an expression of God's glory. We will keep on growing spiritually, for it is our nature to do so. We need to keep reaching for Spirit and meditating on Spirit as oak trees reach for the sky. God is always here and always with every one of us. Namaste. Now, it is time for blessing the gifts. Let us bow in prayer. Divine Spirit, we give thanks now for your presence in our lives. We give thanks now for all that we are, all that we have, all that we give, and all that we receive. And we are so grateful. Amen. Now for the offering, there are 2 bowls, one at each door. And you may also pay with cash, credit cards, texts, whatever. If you're online, we have instructions there. We always welcome mail here at Unity of Springfield, 417 Cordelia, Springfield, Illinois, 62703. Okay. It says here, a very special thank you to all who helped make Unity's presence at the Springfield Pride Fest a success. And a special thanks goes to co-chairs Molly Hall and Chris Smith for organizing the effort. Now let us stand and say our prayer for protection. The peace song will follow. It surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And now our peace
Okay,
song.
Unity of Springfield, let's go forth in peace and as peace. Together. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be with God our Creator. We are family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Blessings.